Hello and greetings to you out there and to the whole human family. Hello. So I wanted to give a statement here as I've had my court case, so-called court case, okay, whatever that was. I had that yesterday in the early hours of the morning, and I wish to give you a little bit of an insight and to share with you my side of the story and a little bit of hints and clues what happened and what the future may hold. So I was invited to court, which is very friendly, you know. Oh, nice invitation, great. I say thank you. And so I get invited, and that was due to an incident that happened last year at the end of September, and due to the virus, everyone's supposed to act the same and wear the muzzle in public transport. And as I never consented with any of this, okay, I've never put my signature anywhere where I say, okay, dear Mr. or Mrs., you are now in charge of my health, okay, and I will follow all the orders which you say that are for my safety. I never did that. I never signed anything like that. And so therefore, my proposition, my idea, my understanding is that my health and my body is my property, and therefore I choose to breathe oxygen and not commit an act of self-harm by wearing the muzzle. So I'm not self-harming, and so I'm also not a Satanist who wears a mask, okay, who masks himself and is a slave to his own or her own ego desires and subordinates to the groupthink. That's one of the aspects of Satanism: full subjugation and full authorization of one's life toward the will of the ego, which is programmed by the society that the ego experiences. Okay, so according to Jiddu Krishnamurti, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And when you are coming to your sanity and you do not consent with any of this imposition on your life force, okay, on your being, then you're gonna get into trouble. It's just gonna happen, okay? Get on with it. And the less you lose yourself in anger about these control freaks, okay, these parasites that don't run the system, but they are running a system within a system, okay? It runs under criminal law, and it's technocracy, okay? Full digital totalitarianism and digital slavery. That's the system they're running under. So when you do not consent to that, and when you say, I'm a human being, god damn it, and I'm gonna do something different, they will come for you, okay? And with they, I mean the people within this pyramid that follow orders, okay? In that case, with me, it was the bus driver, okay, who stopped the bus because he saw, oh, there's some people not wearing muzzles, okay? So he stopped the bus and wanted us to leave the bus. So we made a stand, okay? We were 4 people in the bus, so we made a stand and we said, well, go ahead, call the police. We don't care. We don't care anymore. okay? We're making a stand here, and we didn't create the controversy of this situation. So when you want to go ahead and create controversy, go ahead, come do it. So the police show up, and then we have to leave because otherwise they send in the military and all that. We just made our point. The bus stood for 30 minutes, and then I was invited to court, okay, to have my day at court, okay, and instead of defending myself against the case that I was brought to, okay, which is that I disturbed the public order, okay, instead of defending against that, defending and sort of making my case and trying to persuade the judge that I'm in the right, okay, instead of doing that, what I did is I wrote a notice of liability. I notified the judge of what I'm gonna do and the way I see it, okay, which is what I've just explained, that no one, not the bus driver, not the policeman, and also not her as a judge, are taking on the responsibility or the liability in the private for my health and the consequences to my health when I wear a muzzle. So therefore, if they don't take on that responsibility, then they can't make me force to wear one, okay? And that breaks the control structure, the chain of command, okay? Now I'm here and I'm not gonna obey. What are you gonna do about that? So I notified the judge before. I made my clear point that I'm not going to accept any title in front of court, okay? Because that's how they get jurisdiction over you. That's how you fall into the legalese, okay? Where they can do anything to you, okay? Where they can force you to commit any crime, and it would be legal under their system within a system that runs under criminal law. But because you accepted a title, okay, whatever title, Mr. or Mrs. or your name in capital letters, okay, then you run under their system. Because when you say, yes, that's who I am, good, we've got your consent now. And that's what these people are out for, okay? The people that run this criminal system, the system within the system, they think they can get away with anything, they can do anything. They actually, these Satanists in the background, believe themselves to be God, and they can make human beings do anything because they're the puppet masters of even Pavlov's behaviorism. Remember the bell? Brr, the bell and the dog. Remember that? Did you hear that at school? Okay, and the dog, whenever the bell comes, there, okay, they just react with stimulus and response. Okay, stimulus and reaction, stimulus and reaction. That's the basis of mind control. So they think that human beings tick like that. That they make a stimulus, a command, you have to wear the mask, and then you're gonna, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna obey, yeah, because we know there's masters, and these dark forces, they're so powerful, I can't do anything about them, that's why I'm gonna subordinate, yeah, I'm so sorry, actually, I didn't mean to, I hope I'm not gonna be fined. That's what they play on. When you identify with any title within their system, within their game of Monopoly, that is where the end outcome will always be that they win. So what you do when you go into court, or when they want something from you, when they say, oh, you did something wrong, although you didn't harm anyone, okay, no harm has been caused. So what you do, instead of falling into the legalese trap, you go into court and you express the law. You express what is right and what is wrong. So instead of complaining in the legalese, you are claiming. I make a claim, and I'm going to back up that claim. with evidence, factual evidence. Okay, I state that so and so happened. So what I did is I state that no one, because this whole situation why I was invited into court was due to me not complying in wearing a muzzle, the mask. I don't wear this, okay? I choose not to. That's why I was there. So the claim that I made was no one of all of you guys will ever take the private liability for damages caused to my health. No one will do that. So I'm the one responsible. I am privately liable for my health, and my health is my property. And if anyone tries to impose something on me, free human being who's never got an intention to cause anyone harm, if someone wants to force and order the wearing of a muzzle onto me, I consider this now a trespass. So with people working within this criminal framework, okay, of this system within a system, keep emphasizing that, and I'm going to explain what the system is. People working inside that framework, you notify them that within your administrative procedure you're now about to trespass on the property of a man, and if you continue this behavior you'll be held liable as a man or a woman, because you presumably, because one doesn't know in these times, you presumably in your administrative capacity are still a human being. Presumably, I have to say, because what I saw yesterday at the court case, very robotic. Okay, I just say that, very robotic. Command, these are the rules. Yeah. Well, what is when I don't cause self-harm to myself and I stand up to myself and I say, no, the system can't handle you, and that's what happened to me yesterday. So I wasn't allowed into my own court hearing to make my claim, to press my claim. Good sign, great sign. They didn't even let me in to what they invited me to because I don't comply. You know why? Because they only have jurisdiction over you when you wear the muzzle. You subordinate to the muzzle, which is a symbol of obedience and a symbol of your subjugation to them. It's a symbol of Satanism, the mask. That's what they wear in their satanic rituals. Okay? Look it up. And now they've brought Satanism 24/7 onto the world. This is what's really going on here. It's a mind control operation, as you guys well know, that are listening to the message that I portray here on this channel, which is about true Gnosticism. Gnosis, knowing the self, knowing the enemy, and through knowing the enemy you know the self, and you know that the enemy is only within the self. Study the enemy, okay, the modus operandi, and then you can extrapolate from that what the self is all about, okay? So you don't have to create any enemies, you don't have to go against anyone. Study them, know what their weakness is. When you tell them, I do not comply to these unlawful regulations that are causing harm to other sentient beings, I do not comply, I command. And I'm notifying you that you're about to be held liable because you're trespassing on another human being, and that is what the system really is. Okay, so I wasn't allowed to attend my court hearing. Good. That means that within this criminal system, the system within a system, they can't deal with me. It doesn't apply to me. It doesn't go into resonance with my frequency and vibration. Therefore, I can't get into resonance with them. Because why would I be wasting my time inside there trying to lecturing them, making my claim when they don't even understand it, that they don't even have the mental capacity, the intelligence to actually listen, because even before the court starts, they've already made up their mind. They know it all. They know it all because we're just following orders. They love their little bubble because they still have their job. Okay? So this system, this criminal system within a system, doesn't apply for me, therefore, doesn't apply to me, therefore, I wasn't allowed in. But this system within a system has to listen to what the system, okay, what the system really is. And the system is a system of insurance. Okay? The system is an organizational element of creation. And there's nothing wrong with the system. Okay? Every system, as I've often explained, has to be a copy of the natural order that governs everything. Okay? So natural order will always create through cause and effect the life force experiences, the life experiences that we have in our life. However, when we need a system to organize things in our life, that system will run under contracts. Okay? So therefore, we know that what they're doing with this takeover bid has to be a system within a system, because where is the contract that any one of you guys listening, or any one of me, okay, where is the contract that I ever signed with you criminals for your criminal takeover? Where is that contract? Where is my signature? It does not exist. Why? Because they implied your consent, because they believe that you are a sheep too, that you're nothing, that they've mind controlled the whole world. They imply your consent because within the legal system which they operate under, everything is implied, whereas the law is expressed. When you can't express the law, okay, that is a copy of natural order, natural law, when you are not able to express that law and your claim, then this criminal system doesn't apply to you. So whatever they did yesterday with my case will be the next step, the next point of leverage, okay, to end this whole tyranny. It's beautiful how it works. So, to put this into perspective, we started our Festival for Freedom in the main square in Linz in May 2020. We did that for a whole year. Okay. Then they started fining people, because at the beginning of this year there were, for example, at the end of January, we had 80 to 100,000 people out in Vienna. It was a massive demonstration, massive amounts of people, and that was growing rapidly. So they needed to start fining people and create new regulations where when you are on a demonstration, you need to wear the muzzle and keep your distance and all that. When you don't do that, you get fined instantly. So that's how people, they suddenly start to get afraid of getting fined. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna go. Yeah, it is bad, but I'm not gonna go. And demonstrations don't really work anyway, so I'm not gonna come because I'm gonna be fined. Okay, so those people went away, but we stayed. We continued to get fined, but when you know about the knowledge about law, and when you're really going for it, okay, when you really made your choice to create freedom in the world, when you really make that choice and you really mean it and you stay with it and you move through the layers of fear that you're going to encounter as you're doing that. As I had just a week ago, I had a nervous breakdown because I was having my court case before the official court case, because I have my case within myself. You transcend those traumatic emotions, those traumas. You integrate them. And you have a nervous breakdown. And that was my court case, because I was in fear still. Still, me, can you believe? Still in fear of authority. What can they do? How can I get into peace with all of that? And all the natural order is saying, and those forces of nature that are behind people like me, where I invoke, for 2 weeks I did that. Every single day I went out into the forest and I put my hand up. I invoke the entire force of the one and only highest source to be here with me and to guide and protect me. I did that for 2 weeks, okay? That's a much, much more powerful force than the dark force. Okay? So when you go for an app, you continue going for it, so then the fines come in. They will be fining you. And that's how they programmed society. Oh my god, I got a fine. Oh, we're so afraid of the police. Oh, we're so afraid of the judge. Oh, you have to go to court. Oh my god, you're about to... What? I've never experienced that. I've never been to court, actually. I'm going to experience that. I'm going to see what is going to happen to me just because someone else had a bad day at court. It doesn't have anything to do with me. And probably those people had no clue about the difference between the legalese and the law. So when you have that awareness and you go in with that awareness, they can't handle you. Therefore, they start running away from you. You don't even get into the court case, as it happened to me. So you get all these fines, then you don't pay in these fines. I didn't even do it the official way, in complaining and like saying, well, this is not... No, I don't even write back. I know it's bullshit. It's all bullshit what you're doing, you criminals. Working within this criminal system where you think you're God and you can have more and more power without taking responsibility, which is exactly what goes against the natural order. It's an inversion of the natural order to have more and more power, more and more influence without taking responsibility. And when someone says liability, oh no, I don't have to take responsibility. That's how they think. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So, you don't pay the fines, then you get to court. Okay, that's the next step. Everything in life is a gift. Everything in life is a gift. Thank you. Let me have some of that. And let me transform further and become even more free through these experiences at the police, at the demonstrations, at court. So what's next? What's next? I'm going to tell you what the future is going to be. Experiencing all of this leads you to the next step. So now that court is over. They couldn't handle me. That's why they didn't let me in. They didn't let me speak. And knowing that all evil contains the seeds to its own destruction, I know that my leverage is getting even better and better and better. We're not victims of any situation. When you move outside of victimhood, victim-perpetrator bonding, no one's a perpetrator, no one's a victim. No, I own this situation. I own everything. I own it. I'll decode it for what it is, what has happened. I'll decode it correctly. And then I'll make my next move. And that next move I won't explain here now because I'm keeping it in the private. This is a working hypothesis. Just uploading this video here to just let you know I'm doing great. If someone would have asked me, what would you have liked for yesterday when I had the case? What would you have liked to have happened? I would have said this. They didn't let me in? Yeah. I don't have to spend time with people I don't want to spend time with. I don't have to lecture people that I don't really want to lecture because they do not have the mental capacity and the intelligence to know and listen and understand what I'm saying. So why would I be wasting my time in there? They shot themselves in the foot there again. Not letting me in. What does that tell you? That they're afraid. They're afraid of this awakening consciousness. They're afraid when you know that man and woman, mankind, humanity, in its true power, my existence, the energy that's flowing through me, and the only thing that I can ever know truly is about my existence, that I exist. I can't even talk about anyone else. I don't know. Maybe they see it differently. Maybe it's different for them. But for me, I can only be really aware of my existence. And no one can force me to know anything. I'm free. I have to be. Free to breathe. And now is the perfect time to realize that no one can take that away from us. No one can ever take that away. And that that law, real law, and living in alignment with the natural order, and living and being free means to have courage and to express our perception, to express what freedom really is, to express our point of view, how we see the world. That is our true self-expression, which changes our self-identity, which then changes the experienced reality. So I'm much stronger after this experience. And I know my next move, which I'm going to share on this channel for you guys. All I want to say is, all is good. I'm feeling great. That was a great experience. And I thank all of the people there at the court also. Thank you guys. No, I don't make any enemies. I just say thank you, and I wish you the best of luck to realize what you're doing here, because evolution is closing in on you. You see, the system tries and pull us in and make everything more controlled and pull us more and more into this dense frequency where they control us. Okay, they try to close us in more and more, and what you do is you flip that on them. I'm going to show you your boundary. It's called liability. You're liable when you try and cause harm to me. I consider that a trespass on my property, which is the worst thing you can do to a human being. And that's how we're going to get out. It's all about self-responsibility, standing up to them in a respectful manner. This is also what law, true law, is all about. Staying respectful, okay? Not fall into any of the traps of the emotions. Integrate the emotions within you, as I did before I had my court case. I had my court case already there with the nervous breakdown that I had, crying my heart out. That was my case. I integrated that, felt much more powerful because of that, and that's why I didn't have to get to court. Stay respectful, stay in honor, always do things in honor, and always look for remedy, always look for the solution. because you're in the frequency above them. Higher frequency, higher level of consciousness. A different signal that you're getting, the natural signal. And then you tell the artificial signal what really is going on. You tell them, alright? That was my experience. I will tell you what's going on. You don't want to hear it? Good. I'm going to tell someone else. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling those people, talking with those people that I want to hang out with. And we are the ones to change the world. We don't have to wake any one of these masses up. No, not interested. Don't want to share time with them, so I'm not gonna lecture them on anything that they don't even want to know. Alright, thank you for being you, for being here, for having made that choice to be on planet Earth and going for it, learning together, going into the unknown, risking, and realize that's what we wanted to do. I feel alive when I'm risking and I'm into the unknown. The comfort zone was the prison, the matrix. Bring it on.